Now I'd like to invite to the screen Dr. Annette T. Santos, Dean of the UOG School of Business and Public Administration, to introduce our opening speakers. Dean Santos has 25 years of combined faculty and administrator experience in higher education. As Dean of UOG School of Business and Public Administration program, she ensures the school continues to build and strengthen partnerships with private businesses, nonprofit organizations, local and U.S. federal government agencies, and professional associations in various disciplines. The school's impact is felt locally, regionally, nationally, and internationally. Welcome, Dean Santos.
Buenas and half a day, todos Hamza. It's nice to see everyone here and tuned in. The School of Business and Public Administration plays a significant role in its teaching, research, and service mission to build a more diverse society. So across the research and business literature, female leaders are still a minority. Beyond simply describing the reality and how companies and organizations operate, we have a critical and prescriptive responsibility to help develop models to inspire the importance of working harder to spread greater awareness about sustainable solutions. Moreover, advocating that we must be active participants in this process in order to achieve them. We are fortunate to have a panel of women who have and continue to blaze the way to design programs and opportunities to achieve a more balanced cadre akin to solution-centric leadership, innovation, and entrepreneurship. And I am excited to have the distinct pleasure to introduce two extraordinary women whose leadership is framed from their island wisdom, island-centric values of Inata Malik, to make good and to restore harmony and order, and respect afforded, particularly to our elders, but to those in our community and those around us. These values are enduring and necessary to sustain our island way of life and serve as cornerstones for successful business models. I now have the pleasure of introducing Governor Leon Guerrero, who was inaugurated as the first female governor of Guam in 2018. She is also the first Pacific Islander woman to serve as governor of a U.S. territory or state. Governor Leon Guerrero is the founding president of the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce. Starting her career as a nurse at the Guam Memorial Hospital, she went on to serve 5 terms in the Guam legislature, focusing on legislation to improve the health delivery services of the island. After that, she took the helm as president of the Bank of Guam for 12 years, expanding the network of branches to every Micronesia sovereign state. Please give a warm welcome to Governor Leon Guerrero.
Thank you so much, Dr. Annette Santos, and I'm very honored to be part of this conference. And I just want to greet you with a big half a day. And I want to thank the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce and, of course, the University of Guam for assembling this distinguished group to help advance women in business on our island, and not just on our island, but also in our region. We all know that when women are given the opportunity to succeed, society collectively benefits from our individual successes. And the success of women in business is integral to our Guam Green Growth, our G3 initiative, which highlights how we are all interwoven economically, environmentally, culturally, and socially, and how we need to create a circular, sustainable economy in order to survive and thrive. This initiative is also part of my goal to restore faith in Guam's future through more local food production, government, agricultural procurement, and agricultural incubator programs. As we navigate these uncertain coronavirus times, we know that several things must change. Right now, we import over 90% of what we consume in Guam. Also, we generate far too much waste for our small island community. I am thrilled to see that Amanda Ellis, whom I met last year, is curating this event. Her expertise in women's economic empowerment, especially in the Pacific region, is exactly what we need to help advance this effort. Some of this work has already started. Women-owned companies like Guam Sustainable Culture, Sustainable Sisters, and Saving Serena are providing education about home gardens and other products made from our island resources. The Guam Aquaculture Development and Training Center is under a public-private partnership and now produces shrimp for sale at the Guam Fishermen's Co-op and for export to help generate more income for our island. Our government is working on a memorandum of understanding with the Farmers Cooperative of Guam and UOG's Research Corporation to promote the sale of locally grown produce to our government agencies, grocery stores, and restaurants so that what farmers produce, they can actually sell on island. Local entrepreneurs are working on ideas for plastic recycling, making disposable plates out of local plant materials and other sustainable ventures. So our goals of creating a circular economy and promoting the growth of women in business positively and absolutely is an interest, and I am proud to see this group and advance that effort. We need to continue keeping up this great work. I just want to also say that this epidemic event, which is now coming to 3 months, only I think provides the very visible and reality of food sustainability and very visible reality of how we as islanders need to look at our own island resources to be able to generate those products, those commodities that provide for our well-being and our sustainability. And we have all seen and experienced, everyone I think has experienced the effects of this coronavirus in terms of shelter in place, in terms of being quarantined, isolated, and in terms of impacting not just on our economy, but in our culture. And I think the more we can produce our livelihood needs within our own resources and sustain our own economy, well-being, is very important. I now truly really understand what circular economy means. And so I just want to congratulate all of you. I want to also thank the individuals and the groups that have made this Zoom conference possible today. And a thank you and a big Suzus Masi and great success for what we are going to learn today. And what we learn, we need to really implement in reality and practicality and our everyday living for a greater sustainable economy and life. Thank you, and Suzus Masi.
Suzus Ma'asi, Governor Lou Leon Guerrero.
Thank you, Dr. Annette.
Good to see you. Next, it is my pleasure to introduce Senior Vice President and Provost, Dr. Anita Borja Enriquez of the University of Guam. Dr. Enriquez preceded me as the former Dean of the School of Business and Public Administration. Her experience includes corporate planning, development management, and management consulting. She established her first business at the age of 19. Dr. Enriquez is founding Vice President of the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. In her career, she has focused on initiatives to strengthen Guam's business growth and development for women, the youth, veterans, and small businesses. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Anita Borja Enriquez.
Introduce Masi to Amaga Haga for sharing her leadership insights and perspectives on building the capacity of broader environmental sustainability in Guam. On behalf of the University of Guam, buenas and half a day, everyone. I was asked to highlight the role of Falawan for women as inclusive leaders and entrepreneurs in achieving a sustainable future for our island and our planet. Within our unique spaces, ordinary people reaching out and coming together for a cause and a passion to make good for the sake of advancing others will yield extraordinary results. You will recognize from the featured sustainability solutionaries how they have exemplified doing good for their respective areas and how some have connected across the globe through their altruistic spirit. Having a homegrown grassroots perspective, I drew from the strength of my mother and our extended family system. The oldest of 16 children, my mother did what she needed to support her 7 children, as well as her parents and siblings. When her low-paying job was not enough to sustain the family, she opened a small convenience store. A World War II survivor, she was a woman of faith and resiliency. What resonated most about her and other female elders in our family system was their altruistic spirit, exuding a strong culture of care, or as we say in Chamorro, inadahi. This cultural value instilled a strong sense of belonging and that my siblings and first cousins were Chetlus, or brothers and sisters. In this context, absent of gender distinction, no one was better, and that the other and we had to take care of each other. It is also important to note in the Chamorro culture, before Western influences, men and women were equally valued, and each played significant roles to ensuring the well-being of their clans. These concepts of Chetlu and Inadahi are central to our cultural heritage as reflected in our ancient Chamorro creation story. In the Marianas and throughout greater Micronesia, we are small communities where island wisdom is framed from a sense of knowing and a sense of doing. This Inadahi spirit comes with an understanding of our island's histories and that of our indigenous cultures, especially for those of you from our region who need to draw from this dearth of collective knowledge, truly embracing sustainability as ancient wisdom, noted by Master Navigator Larry Regatal at last week's session on Micronesia's seafaring tradition. With scarce resources and the interconnectedness of our island's ecosystems, this culture of care has helped to sustain our communities for thousands of years. Within this nurturing passion, we are moved to bridge divides, to share and collaborate, and to give back and make good. This has to be the common thread in our role as women in achieving a sustainable future for our islands and our planet. The Famalawan who you'll be hearing from today bring passionate hearts eager to share what works and the possibilities of local adaptations. This holistic view, coupled with the spirit of Inadahi, is perhaps what has inspired my work at the university for the past 25 years. This sense of purpose, delivering value, and making a difference socially and economically throughout our region lends itself to the type of altruism that Inadahi spirit needed to make meaningful impact. And I've been immensely impressed with and inspired by my colleagues who have exemplified this. Viewing the role of the university in the region, we have an opportunity to build unique capacity to engage in scholarly work and solutions that are centered on island wisdom, to augment our efforts in natural resources management, entrepreneurial innovations, improve social systems, and place-based economic development as part of our Parahula strategic planning efforts, partnered with the Guam Green Growth Initiatives and others. Through our programs and scholarly research, we can learn more from the unique diversity and abundance of indigenous knowledge and practices in our region. In doing so, we can produce intellectual infrastructure of place-based knowledge that honor knowledge and take responsibility to perpetuate indigenous wisdom. At a Palau Traditional Women's Conference I attended, a matriarch remarked, "Focus on things that work, replicate success." On Guam, our matriarchs highlight our cultural values of Inadahi, of Chinsuli, system of reciprocity, and the central tenet of Inafat Malik, restoring balance and harmony, which in part brings us back to sustainability as ancient wisdom. It's also part of who we are as an island people. Let's rethink who we are in terms of our cultural values and utilize them to address challenges and collectively advance the quality of life within our ecosystems. Let's connect through partnerships, listen with respect, adapt where necessary, and sustain best practices. Building the capacity of solutionaries within our unique spaces, whether it's members of an academic, business, government, or social enterprise, is also a great strategy to shift mindsets beyond gender and closer to a truly interconnected community that exudes a culture of care. Sindagkaluna Sijusmasi.
Sizuzmasi, Senior Vice President, Provost Dr. Enriquez. Lauren, I turn it back to you to get us started with our panel of wonderful speakers.